Welcome. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Community Church. We are a welcoming congregation where we strive to transform ourselves and the world through love, wonder, and connection. My name is Beth Mackenzie Moore. I presently am the chair of the Music and Arts, and I use the she, her pronouns. Each February, our stewardship committee leads us through an annual pledge campaign. Our 2026 campaign, Hearts of Gold, has begun. As a self-funded church, the support from the congregation is crucial to the health and vitality of our beloved UUCC. Once again, we will be putting all of our heart and soul into making Hearts of Gold the best campaign yet.
Oh no. Amy has charged me with playing Heart and Soul again, and I have sheet music for 4 hands, but I only have 2. Does anyone know the song? Adina, you're standing up. You seem ready.
I'm Jonathan. I don't even play the piano.
Well, would you be willing to give it a try?
Always here to try something new.
All right.
Hi, Karen. I'm so happy to see you here today. What's up?
Well, I've been hearing all the adults speak about the pledge campaign here at church, and I thought you might like to hear a young person's point of view.
We all would love to hear what you have to say, Karen. Go ahead, Karen. Speak from your heart.
Okay. What if the church felt like the highlight of the week instead of just another routine? We should include more chances for people to sing, act, and actively participate in the service so everyone feels involved instead of just sitting and watching. I personally think we should bring back more fun midweek gatherings like we used to have with pizza and games on Wednesdays. That gave everyone something to look forward to. Those nights helped build friendships and make church feel exciting and welcoming. We should also bring back glow parties because they created unforgettable memories and made being at church feel joyful and full of energy. Adding these kinds of activities again could help people feel connected, engaged, and excited to come back each week.
Wow. Thank you, Karen. I think it's very important that we give all of our congregation members, and especially our youth, an opportunity to participate. I hope the congregation will use their voices and speak from their hearts. Thanks for your help, Karen. Bye.
One more chance to get it sort of right.
Whether you are here for the first time or the 1,000th thousandth time, welcome. Whatever you are facing in your own life, welcome. This is a place where we try our best to be real to one another and to remind ourselves of one another of the values that ground and center us, that motivate and move us. Whoever you are, whatever your faith journey, whomever you love, you are welcome here. We welcome all who seek to know the sacred and all who seek to make the world more just. Our chalice lighting words are from Diana Van Diver. Emily will help us to light our chalice. As we light a chalice, a container of air, earth, and fire, this ritual of our faith reminds our subtle and crashing about beings that we are part of a collective, a community of care and connection, courage and questions, scared and sacred together. Together we gather with intention and creativity, releasing what we must, shaping what we will in space made possible by generations of community care and courage of connection. Please rise in body or spirit to join in singing our opening hymn, Come, Come, whoever you are, number 188 in the gray hymnal. We'll sing it once through all together and twice in a round. And we'll start on this side with round. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, love, believing, ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come, 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 whoever you are, wonderful worshiper, whether you're waiting, while the caravan of despair. Come yet again, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of wording, ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. You may sit down.
I'm Reverend Sara, and I use she, her pronouns. Our commitment as a congregation is to be together in covenant and to remind us, all of us, that we share these, to remind us of that, we share these affirmation words. I tried to fix it. It didn't work. All right. Please join me in the affirmation of what this community is, who we are, beginning with these all-important words. Love is the message of this church, and service is our way. This is our great covenant together, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. This week we're doing things a little different. We're going to have the prayer after the sermon. Instead, we're going right to our centers of connection. We do this every week because we know that rituals bring us closer together. We light our candles of hope and joy and place our stones of sorrow and fear to honor the big inner experiences we all have and experience together. As folks in the room participate in this ritual, those of you who are joining us online, please use the chat to participate. You can write your name and stone or candle or both, and we will include you in at the end. And if you would like someone to light a candle for you and you're in the room, we will do that at that same time later in the service. So anyone who would like to come forward may do so now. We have 2 bowls of candles. You can come around either side to line up and get a candle, and our stones are in the center. So feel free to move through the space as you need to get where you're going. So we will place stones for our online participants. A stone this morning for Elaine. And then we place one final stone for all the remaining sorrows. Oh no, sorry, anyone in the room? I always forget that part. Anyone in the room need a stone placed? Yes, we have many, I love it. Not that you have stones, but that you're participating. Any other hands in the room for a stone? our big stone for all the sorrows that are on our hearts. I did say the one that was online. Thank you, Carrie. No worries. We're good. For all the final stones, we got this. And now we place candles for the folks online. Elaine would like a candle. And Adina will do Linda Berkman's candle. Kurt. Lisa and Dorothy. And now anyone in the room who would like a candle lit, please raise your hand, and once you're acknowledged, we'll make sure you have the right candles. There's some over on this side here, Beth. And now we'll place one final candle for all the joys and hopes that keep us going through these dark times into our weeks ahead. Now will you join me in singing There Is a Love? There is a love holding me. There is a love holding all that I love. There is a love holding all. I rest in this love. There is a love holding us. There is a love holding all that we love. There is a love holding all. We rest in this love.
Good morning. My name is Adina Danuf. I use she or they pronouns, and I am your director of Lifespan Religious Exploration. And before I continue, that panicked look on my face is the thing that I was reading was for next week, and I was like, where is this week? It's behind it. So you get this week's message, but come back next week if you want to hear what I was going to say. This month, we are exploring how we can embody resilience. And with that in mind, we think of resilience as bouncing back, right, as overcoming things. And I want to tell you a tale about a young monk. We were kind of monk-obsessed a few weeks ago, so it fits in, who feels overwhelmed by the storms in his life, okay? So long ago, in a quiet mountain village, a young monk felt overwhelmed by the storms he battled in his life. He battled them in the fields, and the roof of the small temple leaked, and each day more and more people arrived with worries that he did not know how to ease. Now one afternoon, the young monk sat with his teacher beside a grove of bamboo. "I don't understand," he said. "Everything feels too heavy." Have you ever felt that way? Yeah, ooh, that from the soul, I heard it. Okay, I keep trying to be strong, but the storms just keep coming, and I feel so worn down like I am about to break. You feel that one too? Yeah. And the teacher nodded gently the way that monk teachers do, and then pointed toward the bamboo swaying in the wind. Watch. A powerful gust swept down the mountainside, and the bamboo stalks bent almost to the ground, but they did not break. When the wind passed, they rose again, tall and steady. Many people think resilience means standing firm against every challenge, the teacher said. But bamboo teaches something different. It does not resist the wind. It bends and then it rises. Now, the teacher brushed aside a leaf and revealed a small green shoot pushing through the soil. Look at this one. Only a few weeks old, yet already reaching upward. It doesn't worry about how many storms have come or how many will come next. It simply keeps growing toward the light. Now the young monk touched the tiny stalk and felt its surprising strength for so small. "But teacher," he said softly, "what if the storm is too strong? What if we bend so far that we cannot rise again?" The teacher placed a hand on his shoulder. "That is when we rely on the grove." The young monk looked around and suddenly saw what he had missed before. The bamboo was all connected underground. Though each stalk stood alone above the earth, their roots were intertwined below. When one stalk is weakened, the teacher continued, the whole grove holds it up. Resilience is not a solitary path. It grows from connection, just like these roots. And as the wind began to blow again, the young monk watched the bamboo move together, supporting one another with every sway. And something inside him shifted, a sense of strength that wasn't just his own, but shared. "Thank you," he said quietly. "I understand now." And the teacher smiled. Storms will come again, but with a community of support, so will our rising. What I love about this story is that it reminds us that resilient isn't about being unbreakable or standing rigid and resisting every challenge, because there are so many challenges. Instead, resilience is like bamboo, able to bend and adapt and rise again after storms, and bending when things get tough. And just like the bamboo grove, we are stronger when we are connected in our supportive community. When we're tired, discouraged, feeling bent by the winds of life, hopefully you know we can lean on each other. Our resilience grows deeper, not just from our own strength, but the strength we share. And now let's grow together in class.
Please join me in our offering and acknowledging all the ways we give to this church and this world. We give because this is our church, and we value what it does for us, and through us, to our community and our world. May there be an offering to sustain and grow the life and mission of this church inside and outside our walls. May we give in love and in hope. Thank you for your offering and all the ways you give to our life and ministry with your time, talent, treasure, and trust. Together, our gifts allow us to expand and strengthen the tapestry of love, wonder, and connection that blesses this church and transforms us in our world. Our reading today is The Low Road by Marge Piercy. What can they do to you? Whatever they want. They can set you up. They can bust you. They can break your fingers. They can burn your brain with electricity, blur you with drugs till you can't walk, can't remember. They can take your child, wall up your lover. They can do anything you can't stop them from doing. How can you stop them? Alone, you can fight. You can refuse. You can take what revenge you can, but they roll over you. But two people fighting, back to back, can cut through a mob. A snake dancing file can break a cordon. An army can meet an army. Two people can keep each other sane, can give support, conviction, love, massage, hope. Three people are a delegation, a committee, a wedge. With four, you can play bridge and start an organization. With six, you can rent a whole house, eat a pie for dinner in no seconds, and hold a fundraising party. A dozen make a demonstration. 100 fill a hall. 1,000 have solidarity and your own newsletter. 10,000 power and your own paper. 100,000 your own media. 10 million your own country. It goes on one at a time. It starts when you care to act. It starts when you do it again, and they say no. And it starts when we say we, and know who you mean, and each day you mean one more.
Yesterday, as you all know, was Valentine's Day, and trying to take my family out to dinner to celebrate was harder than expected. We didn't go anywhere that you might be expected to have a reservation, and still walking in at 5:15, we had a 45-minute wait. Being the ravenous beasts that we are, we decided to take it someplace else and eat some fast casual food. The restaurant that we ended up eating at wasn't too full, but most of the groups were clearly grandparents and their grandkids. The power of collective in action. The larger family unit, the grandparents taking care of the smaller units, making it possible for their children to go on a date. This is an example of a small collective, a family unit and its extended members, where each member of the community or collective gives something to make the whole greater than the sum of its parts. When we take care of each other, when we show love to each other, that's when we start to build relational power. Sociologists suggest that the evolution of humans was greatly aided by the new technology of menopause, creating a new group of women, grandmothers. When there were other adult caretakers around to feed and nurture small children, it allowed mothers to have more children who lived to maturity, which increased longevity, allowing for evolution of social skills and the advancement of the species. Speaking of menopause, did you see that there's a new group starting? I'm pitching my own group here for women and non-binary folks who are going through perimenopause, menopause, and beyond. Okay, join us on March 8th after service because you want to join our We Do Not Care Club. Come talk to me to find out more. So back to the topic. Humans have evolved to be more social, more cooperative, and this is what has led to our continued evolution, where we've created society after society, building collectives that created both amazing feats of creativity and tremendous suffering. If we want to keep this current moment of suffering from getting out of hand, we need to join up with collectives of people who are building power for the greater good, who are creating collectives to protect the vulnerable and not exploit them, creating social change. It's long been a theory that movements for change needed to have a central figure to organize around, a single figurehead who can fire people up and rally them to action. And the problem is that that single figurehead is too easily undermined or removed, and the moment can fizzle out. In some ways, the larger culture has been waiting for this hero to emerge from the crowd, a name we can throw out, that we can throw our hats in with, like Martin Luther King Jr., Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, and those who've been living this work for social change know that effective collective power is distributed to many. So no centralized leader means that the work continues as long as there are people passionate enough about the cause. So this is what's happening in Minneapolis and in the Twin Cities. The people have organized themselves in interlocking circles of care and action. There are organizations and groups that have been functioning in the Twin Cities for decades, and they have been training newer folks coming along on how to effectively do community care, to effectively witness and document what's happening in their community, and how to effectively connect and communicate with neighbors across neighborhoods and through the cities. The most important thing, I believe, is that people are showing up. There's very limited power in being a single individual fighting against an ocean of oppression. But as we heard in this beloved Marge Piercy poem, the more people, the more power. Two can keep each other sane, give support, conviction, hope. 3 people are a delegation. With 4, you can start an organization. With 6, you can rent a whole house and hold a fundraising party. 12 make a demonstration. 100 fill a hall. 1,000 have solidarity. 10,000 power. and your own paper. 100,000 your own media, 10 million your own country. So if we get enough people in our collective, we could maybe make the world change for the better. And she says it starts when you say we and know who you mean, and each day you mean one more. So how do we find power in the collective? Ted Rao, a proponent of I can't say it right. Anyway, collective power, writes this: collective power relies on everyone using the power that they have. And Pulitzer Prize-winning novelist Alice Walker wrote something that is sort of a mirror of that. The most common way that people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. Maybe because the power we have looks different for each person. For some of us, the power we have comes from the privilege of our birth, our skin color, our gender, our class, our inherited wealth. This is the power of a collective of social structure that has been in place for hundreds of generations, often built on structures of oppressions that are rooted in extractive capitalism, colonialism, methods of domination. This is also collective power, unfortunately. For some of us, the power that we have comes from deep within, earned through generations of trauma and healing, boundaries and bonding. For some of us, power is earned through achievements of our own making, earning education and experience and sharing our expertise with others. Each of us brings our own unique gifts to this community and to any collective we decide to take part in. Of course, we're all part of the collective of humanity, whether we want to be or not. We are part of the network of human beings, creatures, and the earth that sometimes we Unitarian Universalists call the interdependent web of life, of which we are a part. For Deepa Iyer, who wrote the book called Social Change Now, she says this: being part of social change is one of the most important ways we can connect with one another at a time when society insists upon compartmentalizing us into slots of identity, thought, political alignment, and geography. When we engage in social change, we resist these silos and choose connection and solidarity. Together, we can change unfair and unjust systems, increase access and opportunity, share knowledge, celebrate and express joy, and create pathways to sharing power. And her whole book is a workbook. It's not a read it and think about it book. It's a workbook, Social Change Now, and it has like 8 different ways that you can engage in this change. So as we create these pathways to sharing power, building relationships, we are bringing with us the experiences that shape us. And that means that we each are suited to different roles in the collective that we are building. Like here at church, you may be a front runner for justice, rallying your peers to come and attend the Nehemiah Action on the 24th in the evening. You see the big poster in the lobby. Good job, team. Or you may be planning to feed everyone ahead of that meeting. You might be a caretaker offering a listening ear, food, rides, card writing, or caring for family members of all ages. You may be creating art or commentary or keeping an eye on your neighbors. You may be creating social opportunities for us to gather and build relationships across our divides. You may be out at every protest. You might be working hard to coordinate our stewardship campaign. There are different roles for different people. Speaking of our stewardship campaign and the power of the collective, as our stewardship chair, Gail Murphy, has reminded us, and Amy has reminded us time and again, we are a self-funded church, which means it takes all of us chipping in to keep this place lively and functional. And the pledge drive is particularly important because we're planning our budget for next year based on what you all say you're planning to give. So we know that things can change, and it might not always be possible to know what your financial situation will be in the next year. But we do know that if we can make a commitment, the church will be able to plan for our expenses, including paying our mortgage, which is, the most fun part. Funding the programs and experiences that make this place a rich community, learning and fun and connection, like religious exploration classes for children and adults, our music and arts program, and so much more. Knowing what income we can expect also means that we can pay our staff a cost of living increase to keep the wages from losing too much value with the cost of inflation, which continues to rise as our electricity costs in Virginia go out of control and our health insurance costs are exponentially higher. The UUA's health insurance went up 20% this year. So each of our dollars goes towards the collective. None of us would be able to cover this budget on our own, but together we can keep this community of love and hope brightly shining. Our hearts of gold that keep love at the center, making it possible to bring our collective power to the communities that we live in. See how I plugged in all those buzzwords? Each dollar, each gift given to this community makes it stronger, helps us to adapt to a changing world. And we know our world is changing rapidly. This place, this collective of people are doing the important work of power sharing, relationship building, so that we can sustain, we can persist through what seems like impossible situations. Author and pleasure activist Adrienne Maree Brown, the creator of Emergent Strategy, writes, "There's something to be said for adaptation. The adaptation of small, collaborative species like roaches and ants and deer and fungi and bacteria and viruses and bamboo and eucalyptus and squirrels and vultures and mice and mosquitoes and dandelions and so many other more collaborative life forms continue to proliferate, survive, grow, and sustain." So each of these small and interconnected species is able to proliferate because they sustain each other, the way we can help to sustain each other. And Brown asks, how do we turn our collective, full-bodied intelligence towards collaboration if that's the way we will survive? She goes on to say, "One thing I have observed, when we are engaged in acts of love, we humans are at our best and most resilient. The love in romance that makes us want to be better people, the love of children that makes us rearrange our whole lives to meet their needs, the love of family that makes us drop everything to take care of them, the love of community that makes us work tirelessly with broken hearts. Perhaps humans' core function is love." And that seems to be the theme these days, right? Love is stronger than hate. Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl. I don't know if any of you watch the Super Bowl, but the Bad Bunny concert, worth it. He also said it while receiving his Grammy Award for Album of the Year, using those exact words, love is stronger than hate. It's a hard-won truth. For centuries, millennia even, this has been the message of Jesus' teachings, built on generations of trauma and healing. This has been the message from those who survived the Holocaust. This is a hard-won truth. Love is stronger than hate, which means that those of us who move through the world centering love, acting out of genuine hearty, expansive love will win in the end. So what acts of love can you do this week? I'm sure you have many brilliant ideas, but here are some I can think of. Can you call your senators and tell them to filibuster the SAVE Act so that 700,000 people don't lose access to the vote? Will you vote for updated district maps that would temporarily undo the gerrymandered voting maps in Virginia, making it possible to counter some of the gerrymandered maps in Texas? Will you make food for your neighbors or offer to take their kids for the afternoon? Will you ask your friend that you haven't seen for a while to have coffee or to play a board game? Will you call your elderly family members to check in on them? Will you write in to the paper or create art that helps you regulate all your big feelings? Will you go on a bike ride if the weather stays nice, or a hike, or a walk around your neighborhood or the mall, wherever you want to walk? Will you get in the water? Because being submerged in water can really help regulate your nervous system. What acts of love will you perform this week? Sharing a hug after the service? Sure, you could do that. Holding an animal on your lap. Looking at yourself in the mirror and offering the person that you see there in that reflection the love that you feel for your best friend or the love of your life. How will you send love into the world this week? Let's hold that thought as we join in meditation and prayer. I invite you to find a comfortable place for your body, whatever that means for you. Noticing your breathing. Finding a still center. In this stillness, let us love, send love, receive love for those in your life who need it. Is that you? Is that your neighbor? Is that people across the world who are struggling? Spirit of love, help us to be present with the complexities of this world. Help us to show up in our lives, to show up in the collective. Spirit of love, help us to celebrate. There is so much still to celebrate. This week alone, we have Ramadan, the Lunar New Year, which is the year of the fire horse, Mardi Gras, and the beginning of Lent, all happening this week. Let us celebrate. And Spirit of love, when we are in this space together, help us to remember that we are made of love. We are made from love. And we can give love. And remember that we are stronger as a collective together. Spirit of love, let us be the embodiment of everything you are. Amen. Now will you sing with me? Rise and body your spirit to sing. We're going to sing We Would Be One, number 318 in our gray hardcover hymnal. As we prepare to close, I invite you to reach out to one another, holding hands if that's comfortable, touching elbows, however you connect with those around you. When you go, spread love, spread joy, and remember you are part of a collective. You are stronger together. When you go, go in peace. Salam and shalom.
Leave this place knowing that you are good and knowing that you are loved. Blessed be.
Take your dark and your light and your love from this place and share them with the world. Stay safe until we meet again. Amen.
Thank you, everyone. Enjoy coffee hour and conversation. Have a great week.